Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the Bitcoin price right now as we are testing 42,000 US dollars as I record this video. And as promised, I was going to get out an update if we came down to this extremely important support where we have confluence with the 100-day and 50-day moving average. I just got back home from Miami, but this is an emergency midnight update. Let's dive straight into the chart, Snipers. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm if you support these quick updates. And we do have a new weekly candle. So just notice how the weekly candle that closed was I would call breakdown candle that didn't necessarily get too far down, because notice how we didn't actually come below the candle lows of the weekly candle from the 21st of March, which broke Bitcoin out of this major resistance of 45,000 US dollars. And so we certainly can consider the candle low here very significant at 40,467 US dollars. Let's just start coming into the smaller time frames to see what Bitcoin is doing here at 41,950, because if we start to get hourly and 4-hour candles below 41,950, it does open up the door to 38,000 US dollars. And so at this point, I do not see revolving parts to justify Bitcoin should come below that $41,950 level, because the S&P 500 is still above its 50-day moving average. And on the weekly chart, just notice how our current weekly candle is still above its 50-week moving average. That's even more important, a more macro time frame, but we haven't yet broke down. And so as long as S&P 500 stays above this 50-week moving average, which it could come below it, then we are safe. But if we do come below it, we could start talking about some downside scenarios for Bitcoin. And until we can get above this 20-week moving average again, we cannot put upside scenarios on the table. And so I do want to talk about the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart because it's still showing some strength here with our weekly candle closing, surpassing the weekly candles highs from the previous week. We are still in an uptrend after breaking out of this resistance. So this right here tells me that there's still confidence in the cryptocurrency market. We're not seeing that breakdown just yet. And so on our radar this week is going to be the DXY pushing above this major resistance at 99.132. That's causing the short-term volatility to the downside that we've recently seen. And then of course we'll watch the S&P 500, but yet to see it break down. So we cannot just call it balls and shots just yet. And so I think that the main thing to realize right now is it's the weekend. And so until we can justify that there's a reason for Bitcoin to come below 41,950, we have to assume that yes, we could play around this range a little bit. Maybe we see a wick down to that $40,500 level, but right now it doesn't seem like there's a breakdown case to make. And I would also say that the Luna Foundation is continuing to purchase Bitcoin for their reserves. And so we know that that has been a short-term catalyst of price. Could that eventually transition into the order books here very soon? We'll see. I haven't seen much on-chain analytics that we really have to discuss. Very little on-chain volume coming in and out of exchange right now. So I would say that even with the volume right now, with this test of 41,950, we're still seeing very light volume. So a lot to talk about here into this week, but the puzzle pieces have yet to mature. But what we do know is that Bitcoin is moving sideways inside of a range with a support of 41,950, a resistance of 44,800. We're already seeing 41,950 sort of react to price action, but we aren't seeing a strong reaction. So be careful with those margin positions and those leverage positions. I think that until we get a little bit more of a strong signal from an outside revolving part, for example, then we can start talking about taking long positions in for Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens into this week. Of course, we'll cover it here on the Snipers channel, but we're still inside of that range with a support of 41,950, a resistance of 44,800. Let's say I wake up and that changes, I'll get a video out immediately, but we don't want to see hourly and 4-hour candles below 41,950. That's extremely important to watch right now, Snipers. And with that, it's midnight. I'm going to get some sleep. Thank you all for tuning into the channel today. And as always, Snipers,